That's awesome. That's awesome. It's nice to see your passion too for coaching, and I'm sure you coach. Do you coach border soccer as well?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then outdoors, 11v11, now futsal. It's different challenges, right? Different. Yeah.
100%. And one of the biggest thing is for players. Now you look at a team, but for players themselves is teaching them the proper way to prepare for games. In other games, in the first 1, 2, 3, players were showing up 5 minutes before games. They're stepping on the pitch. That's not going to fly. That's not going to fly in this league. You have to come. You have to prepare. In the win games, we showed up 45 minutes before games. We were ready to play. And I used the Concordia game because all the Concordia players were there, where our players were showing up 5 minutes before kickoffs. And I knew it was not going to be a good game. It wasn't going to be a good game as much as, you put things in place, but those things do matter. When you go to that high level, the preparation, the coming in and getting yourself climatized to the atmosphere, to the field, to touch on the ball, to talk about the game plan, right? And those are all important things, that we're learning. We're learning a lot. We're coming together. It's a young team, but it's good.
Awesome. So Sunday is Scottish United, the U19 team for Scottish United. What's your thoughts?
Oh man, but the game that we're getting, the coming up game.
Yeah. So this.
Oh yeah, you know what? We're gonna come out. We're gonna take all the learnings. We're gonna talk about all the learnings that we went through. Like I said, players learn from other players when they play, and we learned a lot from this team. It was great. Like I know, again, I'm bringing the positive out, even though it was a massive destruction of our team, and I say it out loud. And I told everybody we got destroyed. We did. But that's what teaches you. Mm-hmm. And now resilience. And, one of the main players, when I was walking out with him, you know what he said? It's okay. We're going to come back to the next game and we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win big. And that's it. And you know what? As a coach, as a dad, as a person, that's why you play sports. To go through these emotions. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with both of you, JR, Thiago, I did not sleep that night. And my wife was like, it's just a game to you. To you, it's a game. To me, it's different. And you know what? And I smile today because that's the emotions that you go through and you move on. And these are the things that you learn. And honestly, that's what keeps mental health good.
And that's kind of the part I find it that we can do a much better job here in Alberta is the ability we have to talk through it. Like, hey, you're being critical about self-critical about what happened and then what you can do better, and let's move on. Like, and rivalry and wins and losses. Yeah, like I don't like to lose. I definitely want to win. I want to be on the top of it. But as coaches, we need to teach our players that in life it's gonna be wins and losses, right? 100%. You cannot be so hyper in the wins, but you also cannot be so down in losses. And what you're learning, how you move on, right? I just want to have I have one more question about the league itself and how you guys seeing it. Sure. Because again, you guys are right now in 79th, 10th place, but you guys have the same amount of points than UFC Ukraine, so 6 points. The difference there is that you guys have a different goal differential is a little bit much higher. Again, game 1, 2, and 3 really kind of dig a little bit of a hole for you guys. But you guys have the same amount of points. The First Class Academy, Edmonton Lightning and Concordia, FC Victoria, and FC Ukraine. And you guys are 3 points behind BTB2 with 9 points. Again, you guys are one round away from playoffs. What's your expectation? What do you guys believe it? You guys can make the playoffs and then come to the playoff. What's going again that that qualifies for provincials and nationals again. What's your guys' ambitions? What are you guys looking for on the league?
That's a great question. For me, I'm a believer, man. I'm a dreamer. I'm a believer and a dreamer. I believe we can, whatever you believe, you'll achieve, and if you're talking to me as a coach, what I'm going to drive to my team is that we're going to make playoffs. And once we're in, we got a foot on the door and we're going to battle. We're going to fight. We're going to battle. We're going to win the first game and one game at a time. Whether we come up against, because I think 6 plays 3.
6 play 3 and then 4 play 5. Yeah.
So whoever's 3 is, right now I think it's sitting in BTB. We go out, we win that game. That's it. It's one game, and I believe truly we'll win that game when it comes to what it means most.
Yeah.
I'll have the best 10 on the pitch, on the court, and we will come out, and we will come out to win, and we will win. And
what are the players talking like? I know it's one game at a time. It's always one game at a time, right? But have they contemplated that they can go to provincials and then go to nationals 100%. And like what's the conversation on the dressing room?
We have, as you know, we have 2 players right now that played. I have another player that just came from Brazil that was playing actually futsal there, and he's on our team now, and he played for 10 years, like very high level. He's just getting himself back into the game, and I have another player that's really, really good that you probably watched, number 19. He's from Montreal. He wants to go and play against Montreal teams. I mean, he really truly believes that we can make it, even though with the biggest, the big gap there. But I truly believe anybody can beat anybody at any given day.
I agree.
Yeah. It's just one game at a time. So we just got to get ourselves into position to get engaged to battle and to play under a good structure, under a good environment, and to be adaptable. We have to be adaptable to situations. Adaptability is number one thing. It's, you have to, in this game, because if you don't adapt right away, you're going to get destroyed.
Yes.
Because the time is short. There's no time to think. Your change of possession is 4 seconds. Your goalie only has 4 seconds. So there's a lot. The game flows very fast. So you won't have time to think before you know it. If you're not adaptable, you're done.
So Amed, I was just curious regarding to the strategy of your club, for example. Like how do you guys come up with the squad for the futsal? As you mentioned, you have a lot of 16, 17 years old players. And as of so far, have you noticed the difference? Has futsal like improved some aspects of their games, or is it too early?
Yeah, that's a great question. It has tremendously. And you can see it when they play, because a lot of the youth players that we have, they play in the league. They play in the MSA league, which they play 9v9. And you can see that their decision making is way better. How I chose the players, I chose the most technical players, because it's a very technical game. Not so much the fastest or strongest players or most physical players. It was the most technical and most intelligent players. I believe the game is an intelligent game. Yes. It's a very, very strategic, smart game and movement. And it was a big evidence in the play. And one of the players that was played on Scottish, he's one of the older players, and the way he moved around the pitch, didn't move very much, but it was subtle movements and his decision making. Yeah. That's it. So we chose the most technical players, and we have about 12, and that's what we went with. And with the additional of the 2 players that played professional futsal at a high level. Just getting back into shape. That helped too. I think that's helping. They're coming back. They're getting into shape.
Yes.